Susan. Welcome to Plateau Art Studio Art for Kids. I have another fresh month of projects. Let's see what we're going to work on today. Well, hi everyone. All right, so today I've got the Happy Holiday Penguin. I love this project. I think it's so cute, and unfortunately I cannot give a shout out to the person that I saw a penguin almost exactly like this, so I kind of took the idea, but I don't know, it was an unknown. I couldn't trace it back enough. So whoever came up with this first, thank you. So, but anyway, so this is my version of it. And I usually like to find an artist that I like a famous artist that I can correlate the project with, and I want to share this with you. So Dec.2020, I think that's how it's pronounced, McEwen. Now, he paints penguins, and I hope you can see this. He's actually painting in the Antarctic somewhere, could be in Canada. He's from Canada, and he paints penguins. And look at all these little baby penguins. They're just all these young penguins, and he's out in the cold painting a picture of the penguins. Boy, talk about having your subjects pose for you. He's got a whole bunch of them right there. That's just so cute. So anyway, that's David McEwen, and this is one of his paintings here. They're watercolor. So they're so pretty. I think that's just really well done. So I just wanted to pass that by you. Okay, so let's get started with our penguin. And first thing I'm going to have you do, you have a piece of paper that looks like this in your kit. And you're going to need a black crayon or a black oil pastel or a Sharpie black marker, right? So what I want you to do is to go ahead and trace like we've done many times before. Start tracing all the lines with a black marker or crayon or oil pastel. This just always makes our artwork kind of pop and look nice. Take your time doing this so you have nice lines, and if you make a mistake, don't worry. Just do the best you can. And I like to turn my work around as I'm tracing. It's easier. All right, so you work on tracing your whole picture, all the little pencil marks on there, okay? You work on doing that, and then you can put me on pause, and then we'll start. Oh wait, let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna finish this. I forgot. I'm gonna do something else. Anytime you fall behind, because I do move along kind of fast, you put me on pause so you can catch up. And most people do that. You know, most kids do that. They just put me on pause for a little bit, and then when you're ready, you just push play and we go on to the next step. All right. Alright, so I have a scarf with this little line right here. Don't forget that. That's part of the penguin right there. And then I can trace his eyes. Nose or beak. There we go. All right, so there I have a scarf this little wing. And then this here, these are like earmuffs. Here's the original one. These are his earmuffs because it must be cold out. All right, there. Now, I'm going to give, you can do whatever you want with the eyes. If you want to use your marker to color in the eye, or you can use your black paint or your oil pastel, whatever's easiest for you to do, go right ahead and do that. So, all right, so next, what we're gonna start with is our green. We're gonna use our black the very last, because if we get black on something else, it will mix with the color and it'll get really dark. So black is one of those things we're gonna use at the very last. All right, so choose a brush. Get it wet, and then so we're gonna swish it in the water and dab it. That's called blotting. Get some of the water out. And then I'm gonna use my light and my dark green. You do whatever you like. Oh, I forgot to get another. We're going to go right around the penguin and the scarf. When you're done, this is called the background. We're painting the background right now. And I'm going to get these. I'm going to put this down. You might want, it was talking about the size of brush. I'm kind of using a, not a small brush, but it's not a big brush either. It's sort of a medium little flat brush. So, because it's not like I have a huge background area that I'm painting. I have things that I'm painting around. It's easier for me to use a smaller brush. Go ahead and hold your project down if you need to. And then this part. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do something on purpose. Okay, I'm going to go over this part here. Like, oops, like what if I make a mistake and I get it over now? Well, that's going to be black. So, it's not going to really matter because black will cover that right up. So, I just did that on purpose to show you that if you make a mistake like that, don't worry about it. That's why we're going to use black last. So if I had painted my black right now, and it was wet paint, and I'm using my green, and if I wasn't careful enough, I could end up getting next to the penguin and getting black in my green, and it wouldn't be as pretty. So that's why we're doing it this way. Okay, there's a little spot right up here. Get that little spot. All right, so now this is up to you, but you can paint the inside of your penguin white, or you can just leave it because it's already white paper. You do have white paint. It does look nicer if you paint it. So wash your brush really well because you don't want a green penguin. So either switch a brush or just wash your brush really, really well so that you don't get green in your white paint. All right, so we can put some white paint on here. I actually think I grabbed one of the kids' brushes here. I have some really nice brushes, and which is fine, it still holds paint. So then you can go ahead and paint around his eyes and his nose with white. Now what we're going to do is you're going to take a break and I'm going to just keep going, but you're going to put this aside and let the green and the white paint dry. Okay. So while that's drying, you go get yourself a snack or something. It should just take a few minutes to dry. Then when it's dry, you come back. You're gonna put me on pause or just stop the video and then come back and this one, and then we'll continue. All right, so this is all dry and it kind of bent a little bit, so I'm bending it back. I think you have a canvas. I'm working on watercolor paper, but I'm pretty sure you have a canvas. So anyway, all right, so now let's go to our red and we will paint our scarf. So the scarf goes across. I think you have a little bit of pink too, so you could mix your red and your pink. Kind of get a fuchsia color. That could be kind of fun. All right. Take your time and just kind of slow. When you paint next to the lines, just go slow. So now this part here is also red. It's like a button or where the scarf is tied. Okay. There. I hope everybody's having a good day. Art always makes the day better. I think I say that pretty often because it does. Now the reason I had you walk away and let your green dry, it's so much easier to work with your project if part of it's dry already. You can hold it down and not get paint on you. You don't get the green paint mixed with your red when you're painting. So there's lots of advantages there for you. Now I'm working on, I did use a tiny bit of water to thin this down just so it goes further. Add a little water. There we go. Okay. So there's a scarf. Now, let's see, we can work on, let's see, I don't have a regular pencil, but this here would be like his earmuffs, if there was like a little line there. You can draw one if you like. So this is kind of a half a circle. So this would be his earmuffs. And if I want to do that line, just go ahead and draw a little line there. You can even use your marker or whatever you use, that's fine. And this one over here. if you use a lot of paint and you feel like you're running out of paint, you can just add a little water to your paint and then just keep painting. There we go. Now, now for the black. All right, so I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and oh, I don't have any orange there, so let me get some orange for his little nose. There. Okay. All right, so we have orange for his little beak. And I am using a smaller brush. So this whole project I actually have like 3, you know, I didn't use this big one, so I don't need that. But so far I've used kind of this medium flat one and then a tiny one. The tiny one I can get into details, the eyes, and the little beak. So something kind of like a little round brush. For the larger areas I use this little flat one. It works really well for that kind of area. And then this one is a little round one. So there, so okay, we got that done, and then we'll do his eyes. And again, I can put my hand down here because my green is dry. That's one of the hardest things, is just kind of when you're working on a project. You can do it, the whole thing, but if you can learn to have patience where different parts dry, it just most times turns out nicer. There, there's that. I'm gonna wash my brush and go back to, I'm gonna use this larger round one. Gonna get it wet, and it is a nice brush. And I'm gonna start in the top here. Paint my penguin. Now if you want it like really, really black, what I would suggest is paint it once. And this is like if you have the patience for that. But you can paint your whole penguin once. And if you want your penguin dark, the black to look, you know, really dark, then you can go over it one more time and paint it again, and the black will look really, really dark. That's up to you. You might just want to be done, so that's okay too. And I'm just going slow. And if you have this project and you're a little bit older, how I'm holding my paintbrush, I actually have my pinky down the whole time, and that way, so when it kind of guides me so that I'm not have my fist down the whole time. I usually hold my pinky is out and touching the paper, and it helps guide my hand and support my hand. I feel I almost dipped that in red. Okay, so I've got this round brush, so it is easier to get into little areas. Okay. Oh, we're almost done. Got his little hand to do. Then I'm going to show you, now we painted our background, which was the green, and our penguin is our subject, because he is in the foreground, in the front. Foreground is another art term, and foreground means something in front. is also our subject. He is the main idea of our artwork. If it was a horse, the horse would be our subject. Or a big flower, that would be our subject. But we're doing a penguin, so he's our subject. Okay, there's our penguin. Ta-da! All right, now what I'm going to do is on this one, I did wait for everything to dry, and then I went in and made these little marks here and the little fringe. So since my green is dry, I will take some red, and I have my flat brush, and I'm just going to make some little marks. You just set your brush down and pull out. Down and out, down and out. Okay, it'll show up more on this side. Okay, so again, my flat brush, and I set it just the tip down, and then I pull out like this. And that makes our fringe. Really long ones there, so I'll make the others a little longer. There. Okay, then I'm going to wash my brush really well and do the same thing with the white. So we have red and white little fringe there. And just watch, I set my brush down and pull back. It's still wet. You might get a little, you might end up mixing them a little bit. That's okay. All right, so now let's add some stripes. I'm going to set my brush down and just pull. Make those little, what this is doing is creating movement. Right there. So that just kind of, that's pretty cute. I'm going to do the same thing across his scarf. You can make some little stripes. There. And a little highlight on his earmuffs here. There. Okay. And we can do, if you want, you can get a really small brush and we can do his earmuff, like right here. We kind of make some little highlighted lines there that go all the way to like his earmuff. Put it on your head. And let's not forget a little white dot in the eye. There, I think he's done. If you want to add anything else, you know, the little highlights and stuff. Now I'm going to put this aside and go over that. So now here I did the black as well. I did white here for little highlights and movement. These lines here create movement, like his little scarf is moving in the wind. So that's what these lines are. They are right next to the scarf line. All right, so that's, you kind of want to stay there. If you want to try that, then try it. So there we go. Now you've got pink. So you can put in his little pink cheeks. Let's try that. I'm going to water this down because I want it just to be pale. Okay. Now I'm going to take my finger because I like doing that. So put one over here and I'll take my finger. If you want to just use your brush, use your brush. but you can actually get some really nice circles by using your finger. There. There's our cute little penguin, our holiday penguin. So that one is a lot of fun. I sure hope you enjoyed it as much as I do. So we'll see you next week with another project. Bye-bye. Hey, thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the projects. I'll see you next week. I look forward to it. Bye-bye.